Hyperdrive.
Standing by your side, with my heart on hyperdrive. I'll do what it takes to make you believe. With my heart on hyperdrive, we do what we want, but we're not free. With our hearts on
Hyperdrive. It's Tuesday night, Forza Motorsport Spec Racing here live on Twitch TV. Let's get it going. AMS Storm now here on lap number 34 of 34, jumps into the top spot. And here comes Maverick now, going to make a run to the inside on Drex, perhaps missing his mark.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to X-Venture Live on Twitch TV with another episode of the Forza Spec Racing Series. This one, week number 2, season 39. You see the standings there on the board with Cratrium sitting atop 94 points. That's 2 second place finishes there in week number 2. Stevie Superstack, who got a first place finish, and then I'm trying to remember what his Sonoma finish was. SGR Floofy finishing in third in both races there at 90 points. And our season 37, season 38 champion, Arzim McQueen, with 86 points, finds himself currently 4th overall on the leaderboard. I'm Dustin Moore. Thank you so much for hanging out. And do I sound a little different? Maybe? Hopefully better? I hope. You guys let me know there in the chat. Got a new audio setup here on X-Venture. Going to give it a go. And hopefully the sound is a little bit more studio-esque, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. You guys tell me what you think there. Those are the standings. We'll come back to those in just a second, but let's go over to the schedule to find out what's going to be happening here tonight. It's going to be 27 laps out at Silverstone, the national circuit. That'll be followed up by 12 laps out at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. 12 laps out there. You see the precipitation there on Silverstone. I want to clarify, that is actually going to be fog. That won't be like rain precipitation, more so just the fogginess that hangs in the air. And we'll see if that has any impact whatsoever on the race tonight. Brando Mafia, thank you so much for the for dropping in and saying hi to us here on the channel. Virus Thoughts is here. We've got who else? Slow Motion Fire, Commander Ghazi is here, and then I think that's it. I think that's it for right now. I'm on a little bit early, just a little bit early, not a whole lot early, but enough to say that we've got a couple of things going on here tonight of importance. First and foremost, you see the banner across the top of the screen right there telling you to type Hot Wheels into the chat. Just Hot Wheels, no exclamation mark, just Hot Wheels altogether. It can be uppercase, it can be lowercase, whatever case you want to go with. Type Hot Wheels in the chat. You'll be in the running for one of 2 codes. Well, you'll be in the running for both codes, but you can only win one. I've got 2 codes for the Hot Wheels Legends car pack. If you'd like to win that for Forza Horizon 4 on the Xbox or the Microsoft Store. We have to now clarify these things because Forza Horizon 4 is now on Steam. Unfortunately, if you have content or a code for one, it doesn't work for the other. Hot Wheels Legend car pack up for grabs here today. Type Hot Wheels in the chat, just like Virus Thoughts did right there. Brando Mafia, typing it in as well. In addition to that, I also have one Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition giveaway, code to giveaway on Steam. This is where, again, it gets a little bit confusing, but if you don't already have Forza Horizon 4, the Ultimate Edition on Steam, well, guess what? Tonight is your chance to pick it up free of charge. How about that? All you got to do to be in the running for that giveaway is to click on that tweet that Nightbot has just posted in the chat. That'll take you on over to Twitter. Retweet that tweet That's all you have to do. You don't have to like it. You don't have to comment. You don't even have to follow me. I would appreciate it if you did. But at least retweet the tweet. And then that way you can win the Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition for Steam. There you go. All right, so those are the two giveaway things that are on the books tonight. And while you guys are looking at the screen, let me go ahead and show you the car details. The 1990 Mazda MX-5 Miata, it proved to be a beaut of a car to watch. The driver is telling us a little bit more difficult to handle than might be anticipated. It was a surprise to me. It really was a shock. I thought for sure we'd come out here for a car that has only 156 horsepower. Granted, it only weighs 1,980 pounds with 135 foot-pounds of torque. I thought for sure, okay, this thing is going to carve the corners. It is not going to give the drivers any fits whatsoever. The back end will grab the asphalt, and it'll be plenty fine, especially with those sport tire compounds wrapped around all four wheels. I was wrong. Apparently, either the horsepower or the torque is just a little bit too much, and the back end of these Miatas can get a little bit slidey. We'll see. We'll see how it works out tonight. Also, a little kind of a logistics note here to throw out is that there seems to be maybe some issues with servers. I don't know if it's Xbox or if it's the Forza Motorsport 7 servers, but there are some apparently some server woes that are plaguing the drivers as they try to get logged in. I am now getting logged in as I speak, so I think I'm going to be okay when we get ready to go qualifying out here at Silverstone in about 6 minutes' time. Hey, by the way, there's also a lot of other, I know, a weird way to kind of jump into a tangent here, but I wanted to get your attention because we got a lot of cool things coming up here on Xventure. If maybe racing's not the end-all, be-all for you in video games and you like other things like, I don't know, single-player adventures, or if you like city builders. How about that? City builders. I've got my Xventure game day, which will be 20. No, it's not 20, Dustin. It's 12 hours. 12 hours of City Skylines. I'm not going to commit myself to 20 anything gameplay, 20 hours of anything, because we just got done with 24 hours of SnowRunner, and that's it. I'm pooped after that. 12 hours of City Skylines on April the 10th, 8 a.m. Eastern. That's a Saturday. 8 a.m. Eastern. Come hang out with me. I'm going to build cities, and if you are a subscriber to this channel, guess what? You get yourself a cool little mansion out on the map somewhere. And if you're live in the chat on April 10th with me as a subscriber, you can tell me which of these 5 floor plans you'd like here. It's the Xventure Virtual Reality Luxury Realty business. If you are a subscriber to this channel, anytime in the month of March, come April 10th, whenever I'm playing City Skylines for 12 hours, you will have one of these 5 mansions on the map. Even if you're not able to be there for the broadcast live, guess what? I'm going to plot one there on the map for you and see if your home holds up through whatever City Skylines might throw at us. We'll see. So Xventure Game Day, 12 hours, City Skylines, April 10th. Be there or be square. That's not it. Another thing I'd like to announce here is I'm very happy that we're going to be having some Last of Us 1 and 2. And I say some. It really is the combination of the two stories beginning on April the 11th. As I wind down LA Noire right now, going to be jumping into The Last of Us 1, and then after that, Last of Us 2. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. That's Sundays. Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern, and I know that's very early in the morning, but if you happen to be interested in how that goes, despite maybe not being able to make it in real time or live, well, that's not my YouTube. Let's try this one. There you go, Nightbot. Click that link to my YouTube channel, which has all the recordings. Everything that happens here on Xventure gets recorded and then sent on over to YouTube, where the playback is a little bit better. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun time. It's going to be a real fun time. I'm absolutely looking forward to this experience. I have not played the second one, so I'll play the first one again. It's been a long time since I played it, and then Last of Us Part 2. All right, the last thing I want to mention before we get ready for racing here in about 2.5 minutes is the first annual X-Venture Baseball Bonanza happening on April 16th. Folks, you don't want to miss this. If you're a baseball fan, you got to be here on April 16th. There's just no other way to put it, because I will be giving away, among other things, this is actually the creme de la creme that I'm going to say right here, but there will be other things that I'll give away. That 2021 Series 1 Topps Hobby Pack that you see right there on the screen that yours truly is holding with a Padres jersey on. Yeah, that's me. That's going to be a giveaway item there on the 16th. Somebody's going to win that, and I'll ship it to you. Now you got to be in the not the United States. You got to be in North America to be eligible. But there on the 16th, you redeem your channel points. And I say that now because if you have any interest in possibly winning this hobby pack right here, you've got to rack up those channel points. It'll be 500 channel points to redeem an entry, and you can have up to 3 entries. I am reserving it. We're locking it down to just 3 entries total. The Baseball Bonanza, first annual, right here on X-Venture, happening on April 16th. That's starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that'll be 10 hours of MLB The Show 21 gameplay. All right, let's get back to the standings here real quick as a refresher of where things are right now. We've got 22 drivers in the lobby. We're looking for our 23rd. I suspect there's going to be a 23rd driver. We just don't have them in there yet. Cratrum atop the leaderboard, again, with 2 second-place finishes going back-to-back out there at, what do we have first? We had Lime Rock, and then that was followed up by Sonoma. All right, now we go across the pond and then down under here for week number 2, out at Silverstone, and then Bathurst. Stevie Superstack getting a win at Lime Rock. Can he get another win here in week number 2? That would bode well for him. SGR Floofy finished 3rd back-to-back in week 1. Can he get a little bit higher? If so, that'll benefit him in terms of total points. And then, of course, RZ McQueen, who had a little bit of an incident early on out at Lime Rock. That's what put him so far back. He finished 8th in that first race and then won the second race out there at Sonoma. That's why he was able to make up the difference there and come up with 86 points in week number 1 and be 4th overall on the leaderboard. Toyo Sama, another name to look out for. Audrex, Fear the Fun, LS Barney, Kuda, Funteng. Those are your top 10 drivers. Then you see there in the center of the graphic, those are the other, the next 11th through 20th place drivers. And then we certainly have folks who extend beyond this graphic here. That's the goal, though. Join the FM4 Racing Series and see if you can't get yourself into the top 20. All right, folks, as a reminder, I see some of you guys typing it in there. Awesome. Hot Wheels in the chat. No exclamation mark, no hashtag, no pound sign, no asterisks, no question marks, it's just Hot Wheels, all capital letters, all lowercase letters, a mix of uppercase, lowercase. It doesn't matter. As long as you just type Hot Wheels in the chat, you'll be eligible for a Hot Wheels Legends car pack that I'll be giving away here at about 9 p.m. Eastern time, in between race 1 and race 2. Virus Gang, Rosdersteam's here. Rosdersteam, welcome. Good to see you back. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Virus Thoughts saying, time for Drifty Boys. And Slow Motion Fire telling us, here we go. We're getting ready. So let's fire it up. What do you guys think of the sound? I hope it sounds different. It should sound different. And in a better sort of different. with the new microphone setup. And hopefully it's able to, I've got a sound gate on it. A noise gate. Hopefully it's able to isolate some of that for us here today too. New equipment is good once you know it works. Until then, it's just new equipment. and without it proving itself yet, it's always a little bit worrisome. You're like, oh, is it just as good, if not better, than the thing before? All right, Stevie Superstack is going to be the one to lead us off the line here to start qualifying in a very misty, foggy Silverstone afternoon. Brando Mafia says sound is awesome with the clap sign. Perfect. Happy to hear it. And now here comes Stevie Superstack. We're on the national circuit, by the way, so a shorter track than what you may be accustomed to if you had watched the old F1 years out here. Silverstone. Here comes Stevie now in through the infield, down this long straightaway underneath the Silverstone Bridge before you hit the left-hander and then go into the horseshoe. I'm not even going to call that a hairpin. That's definitely a horseshoe. And then make that charge back toward the start-finish line. 3 laps of qualifying. Your top time is what determines your spot on the grid. You want at least 1 clean lap, because even the slowest clean lap will always be faster than the fastest dirtied lap in terms of organizing you on the grid for your position. Here comes Stevie. Gonna come across the line. He's got this very lengthy registration number, 69-420. Going for the meme numbers is Stevie. And across the line with a 112.826. Let's go ahead and drop back a little bit. We've got Barf Monkey right now, who's got the second quickest time. Let's go to Slow Motion Fire out here on the track. Oh man, there's all kinds of follows, and there's even a subscription that happened over the downtime on the broadcast. So I'm going to get to that here in just a second, as soon as I can queue up the Streamlabs to the right point where everything is. Let's see, SGR Floofy now with a sub 110 time, a 109, and now here comes Craytrim with a 109.557. Gulag Dweller 26. Do it without the exclamation mark. I know on Twitter I may have said that use the exclamation mark, but as I found out, the way that the system works, it needs it without the exclamation mark. So just drop that and you're good. Appreciate you hanging out with us here. Here comes Slow Motion Fire, now getting ready to enter the horseshoe and head back toward the line for the beginning of his third and final lap. You get 1 standing start, 2 flying laps. DTS Mondo with a 107.405. Oh my. We've got a new pole sitter and a new name here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. Not new to Forza whatsoever. Let's go to, an SGR Floofy with a 107.270. I think that's 5 pole position changes at this point. Gulag 12, you bet. You bet. I want to make sure you guys are in the running. Nobody who's here should be left out. If you're here and you haven't typed Hot Wheels, I only suspect maybe you don't already, or maybe you already have the Hot Wheels Legends car pack, and that's cool that you want to let others win it. But if you don't have it, and you have Forza Horizon 4, either for Xbox or the Microsoft Store, why aren't you typing Hot Wheels in the chat right now? That's all I got to say about that. And here comes across the line. It's going to be DTS Mondo right now with the second quickest qualifying time. He's got that orange number board, which indicates he is new to the series, not new to Forza. So don't be mistaken there. As we see LS Barty, Slow Motion Fire, and behind them, that's going to be SGR Floofy right now. Our pole sitter, he's going to come across the line. Can he do himself one better? He does not. A 107.270. Will anybody be able to best that? I don't know. We don't have a lot of drivers remaining, I don't think. Let's go to Foontang here. Foontang. What's up there, Space Trent? Welcome. Good luck to you. Again, we'll be pulling the name for those 2 Hot Wheels Legends car pack codes in between this race and the second race. Same goes for the Ultimate Edition, and you've got to retweet that tweet that Nightbot just posted. That's how you could be in the running for the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 4 for Steam. Clarifying comment there is now we've got 2 different storefronts. Gotta be specific. Gotta be specific. All right, looks like they're about to come out of the lobby, so I'm going to go ahead and jump out as well. Here are the standings coming out of week number 1. And we're going to go through the... There's the standings, but I forgot. We got to go through the times here. So let's go ahead and cue those times up. I'm going to let you all read through those real quick while I read off some names. Some very generous folks who have either dropped in a follow for the channel or have... we've got 1 subscription as well. We've got 1 subscription to call out. So let's see here. Let me start with... let's go with Ovation. No, actually not Ovation. Ovation had the raid earlier in the week, or actually last week. Boss Boy 678905. Thank you very much for the follow. Simospa? Sim OES FSA? I don't know. Thank you for that follow. Much appreciated. Benton Hog VZ, thank you for the follow. And once we get out to the racetrack, these will all happen automatically, but when we were during the countdown, they didn't show up. Phase Dead Zombie with the follow. Fabra. What's up, Fabra? 1631 with the follow. Welcome. You've got mail. Barnaba 883. Thank you so much for the follow. I'll go ahead and scroll down here on the times. And then we've got Abstinencer. Please no Punterino. Here we go. Virus thoughts. Man, I was trying to put a little bit more Spanish to that, and then I really needed. Please no Punterino there, says Slim Jim 355. Nailed it. Nailed it. And then Gulag Dweller 26, who was in here putting in his entry or her entry, or I don't mean to assume, but thank you so much for your entry and your follow. Welcome to the channel. Commander Ghazi with the follow earlier. Rui Oliveria. Something to that effect. I know I butchered it. Thank you for the follow. Churn 73 with the follow. SGR Chaos Fox with the host. Thank you very much. And I know I had a sub in there somewhere. I'm just not finding it. I'm just not finding it. It'll come around. And I'll read off these other three here. Karain Koi, Space Trent, and Officer B41. Thank you three for the follow. I got to find that subscription. It's in here somewhere. It's not showing up on my... they must have done it on anonymously. Must have. Just know that I know somebody did it. Somebody did. It's just Stream Elements hasn't caught it, which usually indicates that it wasn't shared, that subscription was not like announced. You bet I would like your car outfit, says Virus Thoughts. I might. Let's go ahead and run through those times real quick here as the race organizers go ahead and get things set up. I know I had the times up there, and I'm sorry. Getting all kinds of thrown off with the additional follows here tonight. They'll show up. Now that we're beyond the intro, all of the follows, subscriptions, bit donations will show up there on the lower third. Thank you for your contribution. Stevie Superstack with a 107,830. Barf with a 108,2. A 107,405 for DTS Mondo. Is that good enough for row number one? From what I can tell right now, it is. Weisenmint with a 108.9. 110.7 there for Grim. Kuda with a 108.2. Barney with a 108.1. Slow Motion Fire sitting cool there with a 109.089. SGR Floofy with that 107.270. Good enough for Pole. CMB Slipstream with a 108.319, a 107.894 for Foontang. Ovation with a 110.790. Cratrim with a 107.363. That's going to be row number two there for Cratrim. SGR Chaos Fox with a 107.783. 107.546 for Audrex. OK Fox Jason D with a 109.590. Fear the Fun with a 107.9. A 110.068 for Modern Weapon. Virus Thoughts there with a 114.098. Savage Reaper with a 110. 107 for Toyosama. Slim Jim with a 110 and a 110.4 there for Patches Riley. Patches Riley out there on the track. First time I've read that name off here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. Going to go ahead and turn on over to the driver's spotlight. Fear the fun. You had yourself a good week there in week number 1. You landed in 7th, just behind Audrex, who has 72 points. You've got 70. Silverstone and Bathurst. You ready to go?
I am ready to go. The only thing is that for some reason Forza was having a problem with North American hosts. It would crash every time we try to start a server between me, Slip, Foon, Slow. So we're having to have Foon do it because he's EU. Well, it's working. It's taking a little bit longer because Foon doesn't have all the settings and he's trying to get everything set up right and whatnot so we can go racing.
Foon Tank being a real champ here, a veteran of the Forza Spec Racing Series. And yes, what Fear is saying is that the dude knows this league like the back of his hand, but if you don't have everything already set up in the game and you're like the alternate to the alternate of the alternate to host the race, then yeah, you've got to go in and get all these things aligned. That being said, Slow Motion Fire was suggesting that maybe the fog could play a little bit into things out here. We're on the short track, slow car. I'm guessing the fog is just going to be a bit, I don't know, superficial or ornamental more than anything, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be more of an annoyance than anything. We're just gonna run into each other a little bit more, have to brake a little bit earlier, all the good stuff.
It looks like you got a really, I know you said there might have been opportunity for more, but a really decent qualifying time. I think possibly row number 2, am I correct, or row 3?
I think row 4. I'm 8th. Within the top 8, we ran from I think it was within 0.6 of a second from 1 to 8 for qualifying.
I don't believe it. I say put Fear up higher. Hashtag Fear up higher. That's a horrible hashtag. But nonetheless, you're in a pretty decent spot. You were a lot more consistent with the car, at least from my vantage point there in week number 1. Can you keep the consistency going, knowing that's something that's kind of haunted you in seasons past?
You know what? I've always done really well at Silverstone and Bathurst. Bathurst is all about attrition, right? And yeah. Silverstone is very much it's a wide open track. You just got to hit your marks, and I've known these marks for a long time. Me and Foon always seem to have good racing here. So I think I'm going to do okay here. But they're also Silverstone is also like a harder track, or not a harder, is an easier track for more people to be consistent on.
Where are you expecting to be better at? We've got Silverstone, flat track, a little bit of, I guess, weather just for sake of making the drama factor a little bit higher. But then Bathurst, obviously plenty of elevation change. Are you going to be better on the flatness or on the kind of ups and downs?
I think I'm going to do, that's a hard question because I like Silverstone, but I'm also really good at Bathurst. Just Bathurst is I know the running joke is I can't be consistent, but I can be consistent around Bathurst.
Okay.
And like I said, Bathurst is it's a very much a consistency-based track. If you don't wreck, you're bound to do okay when it comes to finishing position.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we're going to do something a little bit different with our Twitch predictor here, Fear, and you're going to be my guinea pig. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Where do you want to finish out here at Silverstone?
You know what? Give me a solid 6th.
Solid 6. So
solid 6.
My question for the viewers here, will Fear the Fun finish, let's go 6th or higher? And then, of course, our options there are going to be yes or no. So there you go. Best of luck to you, Fear. I don't mean to put the pressure on you, but folks are going to start using some of their channel points here to decide whether or not you can live up to your goal here at Silverstone.
Yeah, I hope I live up to people's expectations. I guess I got to show off for my boss now, too, considering I had joined a race team with Slim Jim called Goon Squad Racing with Slim Jim and Joe. So, I got to make them look good by making myself look good. So, see how this goes.
Very good. Well, best of luck to you. We'll see how things go out here at Silverstone. It looks like Fear is maybe just still setting some stuff up, but I'll let you get back to the track and get ready.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too. All right, actually, you know what? Somebody made a good point there in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to end this, and we're going to reword this here. Let's make this a little bit clearer for everybody. We'll fear the fun. I don't want to have any ambiguity in this. We'll fear the fun. Finish 6th or better. 6th or better. I think that's a better way of phrasing it. Don't y'all think? We'll try that. Fear the fun. Will he finish in 6th place or better? I'm going to give you a cool 20 minutes to go ahead and use your channel points. Now, if you were here at the beginning of the broadcast, you'll know, well, at any point here on any X-Venture broadcast in the past, you'll know that channel points here are very important. I know for the majority of channels on Twitch, channel points are just a way for you to kind of interact and engage with the streamer. Awesome. That's really cool. That's what channel points were intended to do. What I'm giving you all the opportunity to do is use these channel points for an opportunity to have entries and additional entries into the viewer giveaways that I've got lined up in the future. And all those giveaways made possible thanks to the subscriptions, the bit donations, all of that, which comes to the channel by way of your contributions. I'm able to turn around either in production value with new equipment, like I've got the brand new Corsair headset with me here today, or with viewer giveaways. And so rack those channel points up, get them ready, store them up. However, use the predictor for an opportunity to increase them. Yes, there's a little bit of risk involved, but give it a shot and see how you can do. Right now, 99% of you are saying that Fear the Fun will not finish 6th or better. Oh, I feel bad for Fear. Actually, I don't. I came up with the idea. I Fear the Fun's a really good guy to kind of test this out with. If there was anybody that I was going to make it happen with, it's going to be him. So here we are. And you guys keep casting those actually not bits, but executables, those channel points there at the bottom left of your chat, both on mobile and in your browser. I'm going to win big points once Fear gets top 6, says Slim Jim. You're in a heck of a position here, Slim Jim. And 5 Ways also has contributed to the yes category or the yes answer here. There you go. And it looks like we're getting very, very close to starting this race. Stevie Superstack selecting his vehicle and readying up, and then we'll get loaded in and out on the track. For those of you who are here explicitly for the Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition giveaway and the Legend Car Pack giveaway, I don't blame you. I completely understand. We'll be doing that after this race has concluded. I will be polling those names and determining who the winner is of the Legends Car Pack, the Hot Wheels Legend Car Pack, and then the Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition for Steam. And if you want to be in the running for the Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition on Steam, you've got to retweet that tweet that Nightbot just provided the link to. There's no other way for you to get involved in that giveaway. All right, here we go out onto the track for race number 1 here this evening out at Silverstone. Motors are revved up as soon as SGR Floofy there on the left-hand side of your screen, just above our track map. As soon as he moves, well, and I think we're going to have a restart. Yep, we are going to have a restart here, folks, as it looks like maybe there was either a lobby bug or maybe something wasn't set correctly. Either way, they'll back out and we'll try it again. Let's go take a look at the vehicle configuration for those of you who are kind of curious about what our drivers are racing out here. Not only tonight, but they did so a week ago, and they'll do it for the next 3 weeks, 5 weeks in total, taking the top 4 weeks of points for each of the drivers, and that is your championship point total. Have the most championship points, become the champion, you get the bragging rights, but then you also get to select the vehicle. RZ McQueen has selected the vehicle for the last 2 seasons, season 38 and now season 39, thanks to his 2 victories, 2 championships in season 37 and season 38. A D400 performance index Mazda Miata MX-5. 156 horsepower, 135 foot-pounds of torque, weighing in at 1,980 pounds of curb weight. It's got that race air engine filter and intake. It's got the race engine block. It's got the race brakes, race springs and dampers, race front and rear anti-roll bars, the race chassis reinforcement, and the roll cage, as we see there in the overhead shot, the race weight reduction, race differential, sport tire compound. So a lot of stickiness to those wheels. Why the back end of this Miata steps out so much still kind of baffles me. The sport rim style of the BBS REs, and they are 195 50 15-inch rims on all four corners. Virus Thoughts, want to sponsor my car for next week? You get a hood sponsor. Well, most of the drivers do that pro bono there, Virus Thoughts, so I'm actually expecting you to tell me that I'm getting a hood sponsorship. Slow motion fire indicating that here we go again. SGR Chaos Fox there in the chat says, time to send. You guys make sure you're following SGR Chaos Fox here on Twitch. Provided a host here at the beginning of the broadcast and does a wonderful job at airing his own gameplay content, not only of racing titles, but other. Oh gosh, I saw some tire smoke. Maybe that was just a glitch loading in, but here we go. Attempt number 2 out at Silverstone. SGR Floofy on pole. He will signify the start of the race as soon as his car moves. There it goes. Kick the tires, light the fires, ladies and gentlemen. Week number 2 of the Forza Spec Racing Series, Season 39 here on March 16th, 2021 is underway. Into turn number 1 they go. A little bit of stuttering there, but it looks like we've recouped the frames. Cratrim in second position, Toyosama in third, Stevie Superstack in fourth, Audrex in fifth, then it's DTS Bondo, Thuntang, Chaos Fox, Fear the Fun, and Kuda 93 all the way back there through 10th position. Now into turn number 3. Here comes Toyosama already all the way up to third. I just read his name off in sixth, and here he is in third position, right on the back bumper of Cratrim as they get ready for the tricky left-hander. You got to hit that braking point correctly, but you don't want to brake too soon and be too slow here. You'll be bound to be passed. On the outside, and instead there, Toyosama just gives Cratrim a little bit of a tap. And they'll go single file here into the horseshoe, then into the right-hander, and back toward the start-finish line from the beginning of lap number 2 of 27. SGR Blackout says, just tuned in time. That you did. Well, Feared in finished top 6, so I guess I get big points, says Barney. Ah, yes, because of the restart. Gotcha. Well, right now, for those of you, and you still have time to cast your vote, those of you who are kind of just sitting on your points, maybe doing so wisely right now, because Fear the Fun, as it stands at this moment, in 8th position, and you still have, I don't know, what is that, 15 minutes or so to cast your vote. So those of you who are holding on to your points, might be a wise strategy. For everybody else, they may just be doubling down a little bit later on, depending on which side of the coin they're in. No headlamps on here in Forza Motorsport 7. That's all automatically controlled. And the AI decided that, or the system decided that they were going to pop the headlamps from the hood, but not turn the lights on. Go figure. Toyosama still there in third with Stevie Superstack. Let's go to Stevie in fourth position as he looks on from afar there, not as close with Cratrim as he was about a lap ago, and as a matter of fact, he's dropped back one spot now with Stevie moving up to third. Patches Riley with that follow, Ventacan with the follow, Kazenta Tona, I'm probably getting that wrong. Thank you very much for the follow as well. All the new viewers joining us here today, maybe because of the giveaway. I gotcha. I understand. Maybe I can convert you. We've got racing here on Tuesdays, the Forza Spec Racing Series. We'll be going into our feature game on Friday, which for the month of March is Farming Simulator 19. And then on Sunday, LA Noir with Saga Sundays. We only have 3 more weeks of that left, or 3 more Sundays of that left before I jump into The Last of Us 1 and 2. There goes Stevie. He gets the back end of the Miata out just a little bit, allows Toya Sama to close the gap, but Toya cannot make the move. And instead, he sits back there in 4th position, and he's got to be careful. He's got Audrex and DTS Mondo back behind him. Let's go to DTS Mondo, who's showing up here in the Forza Spec Racing Series for the first time ever and doing a heck of a job in 6th. And for DTS Mondo, what he has to do to be in the running for the championship here in Season 39 is have exceptional performance from Season 2 onward, because Week 1, by not participating, has a goose egg to start out the season. Now into the corner they go. This is turn number 3 out here. Here comes DTS Mondo. He's got the Red Bull livery on that car. It's real-world businesses. That's the theme here in Season 39. Back behind Mondo, it's Foontang, who's dropped back quite a bit. Fear the Fun still in 8th position. Chaos Fox in 9th. Kuda in 10th. 11th is Slipstream. Barney in 12th. Barf Monkey in 13th. Then it's Slow Motion Fire, OK Fox, Jason D, Ovation, Wizen Mitten, Modern Weapon, Grim, Patches Riley, Slim Jim, Virus Thoughts, and Savage Reaper from 14th on back to 23rd. Doma Techno, arigato, Mr. Robot. I don't know. I doubt that's where you've got that name from, but thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel, and make sure you all are putting Hot Wheels there in the chat, just like Doma did right now. Joe Beardy saying Slip Jim to last. I'm going to have a talk with him and his performance. Uh-oh. You don't want to get Joe Beardy assessing your skill and docking you points. The man on the wheel, you want to impress him. Well, it's on a controller. I guess it's not difficult to do. It's on a wheel that you do the impressing. Joe Beardy opting out of week number 2. As we see Toyo Sama now, as he gets ready to hit the left-hander. Can he close the gap here on Stevie, who seems to be a little bit more, I don't know, conservative with the speed into that corner, perhaps to line him up nicely and kind of lock things down along the apex there into that final, well, actually the penultimate right-hander there at the horseshoe. And now coming up to the line for the beginning of lap number 5, actually trips, our leader trips the counter, and into lap number 6 we go. What's up there, Xander? Xander 13, welcome back. Good to see you. And Rice Neroni, thank you for the follow. Let's go to 5th position. Right behind Toyo-sama is Audrex and DTS Mondo. Here comes Toya looking on the outside of Stevie, but Stevie's got a good line there. I think he's got good. It seems like maybe this left-hander is the only area where Stevie is a bit off the pace. Let's move back up to him here. Or at least let's move to Toya's view. Yeah, right here. This is where Toya gets him every time. But then Stevie just has that apex on lock. Actually almost gives it up there to Toya. Maybe coming off the accelerator a bit just so he can weave the car back over to the right. And now across the line, beginning of lap number 7. Our race leader right now, it is SGR Floofy, who started out on pole and does not yet have a victory here in Season 39, although it's very, very early. We're only into our 3rd race of the season here, and he's got a lot of great competition around him. But right now, he's got about a 5 or 6 car length lead between he and Craytrim. Then back behind them, it's Stevie Superstack, Toyo-sama, Audrex, Mondo, and then you got a duo of Boontang and Fear the Fun. Fear the Fun still sitting in 8th position. CMD Slipstream in 9th. SGR Chaos Fox on the fringe here of the top 10. Let's go to Mondo. Here comes Audrex. He's looking to the inside. That line, however, will not hold up for you very well here going to the horseshoe, but here he goes. He's going to try to make it stick on the outside, but DTS Mondo, yes, he's got the advantage there. Carrying that corner wide, not oftentimes going to give you the advantage. But instead, he's going to try to make it happen here on the straightaway. Side by side, down the stretch they come, across the line. And for right now, DTS Mondo's got 5th. Now they switch it up. Here comes Mondo now to the inside out of turn number 1 up to turn 2. You got these pairs out here. Actually third and fourth, Stevie Superstack and Toyosama. Then it's Audrex and Mondo. Then it's Fear the Fun, who now is up to 7th position. Futang dropping back to 6th there in the magenta and blue NVIDIA car, as we would expect. And there goes Futang now to the inside. No contact made. Comes off the... Actually, I think he might have slammed the brakes there a little bit. And there's some contact on the back of Fear the Fun's rear right quarter panel where that Ally logo is. Going to give that graphic a little bit of a smash. Fear the Fun holds on, and now here they come for the beginning of lap number 9. Fear the Fun in 7th, Futang in 8th. What times are drivers getting? 107 to anywhere from 107 to 110 is what we saw during qualifying. It was SGR Floofy who qualified for pole with a 107.2. And now Cratrim has been able to shake Stevie Superstack and is closing in on our race leader, SGR Floofy. And of course, just as I say that, down the long straightaway, SGR Floofy pulls away again. That's a big difference considering it's a small track, says Blackout. Yeah, and Blackout, that really speaks to the Forza Spec Racing Series and what what they accept in terms of skill level. We've got drivers who are very much Forza Racing Championship material, and we have seen that out on the track. We've seen those drivers, all the way to folks who may be playing Forza Motorsport 7 for the first time. So the beauty of the Forza Spec Racing Series, regardless of your skill, you're welcome to participate. You gotta just race clean. That's it. That's the only stipulation for you to return week after week. It's a beer league, believe it or not. I mean, it all looks very competitive, but these guys and gals are out here to have fun. Sure, winning is a priority, but I don't think anybody gets too defeated by how badly they may do in any given race. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, get your Miata back out there on the track and give it a go. Let's go back up to Cratrim here, who does seem, depending on what part of the track I'm looking at any given time, Cratrim seems to close that gap, and then that gap seems to expand a little bit as we've got some lap traffic here. Oh my, slow motion fire. We don't typically see him as the caboose on the field here in 23rd position, and now flirting with our lead lap drivers. Blackout saying the Scirocco Cup was fun. It was. That it was. The Scirocco Cup was a good one. We had the Ford F100 season. I think that was season 35 or 36. We had the Ferrari Challenge Stradale 360 last season. That was a beautiful, beautiful season. Great car. Despite RZ McQueen winning 8 of the 9 races there, it was still a phenomenal one to watch. Here comes Slow Motion Fire. Going to give Cratrim maybe a little bit of a push. A little bit of a bump there for Cratrim to allow him to catch back up with SGR Floofy. Let's go back to Sama, who has not been able to get around Stevie Superstack. He has been able to keep up, but has not found a route around for P3. And that would be Toyosama's first podium finish if he could make it happen. He finished 4th out at Lime Rock and then 6th at Sonoma 1 week ago. You guys keep typing Hot Wheels there in the chat. Get yourself entered for the Forza Horizon 4 Hot Wheels Legends car pack giveaway. We'll be doing that after this race, along with the Ultimate Edition giveaway. The Forza Horizon Ultimate Edition for Steam. If you want to be entered into that, make sure you do a retweet of the link that Nightbot just dropped in. I'll also be pulling the name for that one here in, I don't know, 30 minutes time or so. I'm Dustin Moore on the microphone, as always, here on X-Venture. Thank you all so much, and especially, I shouldn't say especially, I love the return viewership. Those folks, you guys coming back day in and day out, or cast in and cast out, are awesome. And then, of course, those of you who are joining for the first time, hopefully I can convert you into a first-time but long-time viewer. First time tonight, long-term, as we see Toya dealing with Virus Dots there, who now is the caboose on the 23-car train. Here comes Toya, closing back in on Stevie. DTS Mondo there in 5th position. For those of you curious about where Fear the Fun is, he's still in 7th position, trying to get one more spot, and he'd have to nab that from Maud Drex to help some of y'all out with the channel points situation. Yeah, more information about the Forza Spec Racing Series is available at reddit.com/r/FN4. You see the web address there in the bottom third graphic on the screen. They are jam-packed, however. I will say that this league has done a phenomenal job of recruiting drivers season in, season out, even for Forza Motorsport 7, which is now going on, is it 4 years? Is it 3 or 4 at this point? I don't know. Obviously, it's gone longer than what we normally get from the Forza Motorsport franchise. We would have had a new title last fall, I think it was, but because the Turn 10 Studios team has decided to collect themselves, put together a revised, a revamped development approach, they've delayed the release of what will become Forza Motorsport without a number, and expecting that one sometime in 2022, I think. That's my guess. We see Toya now coming up to the horseshoe. Can he make the move here on Stevie, who's a little bit wide? Here he comes. He's got an opportunity, and he doesn't have it here. Let's see if he's able to bottle up that momentum and have a go at it in about a week or a week's time. Wow, that would be way too late. In about a lap's time. And Stevie might have to take note that he's getting a little wide there. A little wide in the horseshoe, and that could be what does him in and allows Toya to move up into P3. Let's go back to Cratrim in 2nd position. Tentune. Smoke Numener. H Woods 1907. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. You've got the Hot Wheels DLC. There you go. Yeah, not my favorite pack either. I mean, I think it's, I don't know. It's kind of like a vanity car pack, you know. It's for the. I feel, I could be very wrong because I'm not the kind of person. I'm not the kind of gamer who's going to take a lot of these new cars and try to do something crazy with them in terms of tunes and get them on as high on the leaderboard as I can possibly get them. That's not me. That's not who I am as a Forza gamer. I'm a very casual car collecting type person, and the way I see Hot Wheels car packs is more so of like, oh yeah, cool, another car I can add to my collection. I took some photos of those cars. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I'd appreciate you going through my timeline and you'll see the entire thread. I committed, or not committed, but dedicated like a whole thread to the Hot Wheels Legends car pack with 4 photos each. I think the photos came out pretty good. I consider myself like a almost like advanced level of Forzographer. Almost. Let's go back to Toyo Sama's. Both he and Stevie Superstack have got a lot of traffic out in front of them. Let's go ahead and ride on board here, Toyo Sama, for a lap or so. guys might hear that audio and think, oh, wow, these drivers are really getting up there on the rev limiter. It's actually a glitch. It's a little bit of a bug here in Forza Motorsport. Well, actually, I was going to say Forza Motorsport 7. It's really existed in the franchise's entirety, really. Party Bond, thank you so much. Welcome. Appreciate the follow. And so where I was going with the Forza Spec Racing Series being jam-packed here in Season 39, if they do have some spots open a little bit later on in the season, they'll be accommodating to get some new folks in to kind of get a feel for the series and get ready for Season 40. But really, they are kind of topped out in terms of the reserve driver list. The reserve list is pretty lengthy as well. So if you want to be a part of the fun in Season 40, which will probably happen at the beginning of May. By the time we wind down this season, take the 3 or 4 week intermission period, which is pretty average for the FM4 series, then once they come back, it'll be about early May. And if you sign up and you're one of the early participants to sign up, then you'll have kind of the top 23 grid spots available to you to claim and come out here and race. Have a good time. It's competitive, but it is very welcoming to drivers of any skill level. Here comes Toyosama. He made the move there on Stevie Superstack, or at least tried, coming out of the horseshoe. I'm telling you, if Stevie's going to do it, or excuse me, if Toyo's going to do it, it seems like it's going to be on that part of the track. I don't know what it is that Stevie is a little bit off the pace there, which is easy for me to say. He's probably going tons a lot. Oh my gosh, and there we go. Toyosama moves up to third. Stevie Superstack makes contact with one of our back markers. That's going to be trying to make who that is. Oh, it's Slow Motion Fire, I think. No, I don't think it was. Sorry, whenever there's so many cars in one region, it's really hard to define which vehicle that was that got tangled up with him. But now Stevie Superstack not only falling back one spot, but make that 2 spots. And now he's going to have to get back around DTS Mondo, who sits in 4th here on lap 19. Getting ready for the beginning of lap 20. That'll mark 8 laps remaining here in this 27-lap race. That 28th lap there you see in the upper left, that'll be a cool-down lap. Let's go ahead and go back to the X-Venture Rewind to see if we can indicate what went wrong. Yeah, Stevie just seemed to get into the back end of... I'm trying to make out who that is. I'm just not seeing it. And then that car got spun around and just kind of hung out in front of Stevie with no room to go. And just like that, Toyosama was able to sneak by easily. Party Bond, thank you for the follow. Not what Stevie Superstack wanted coming into the race, the third race of the season. He sits second overall with 93 points, just 1 point off of Cratrium, and so an incident like that is pretty significant. Let's see with the 7 laps remaining here, if he can get those 2 spots back. He sees, well, we see Toyosama there in the background. SGR Floofy, though, uncontested at this point. Craigstrom just not able to catch up. And that's Ovation, who's between Craigstrom and Floofy. So it's not even close right now. Of course, that could change very, very quickly. Into the left-hander, coming up onto Ovation. And it looks like even another back marker there with Modern Weapon in 16th position. There goes Craigstrom to the inside. Let's go back to Stevie with DTS Mondo in 4th. The Twitch predictor is locked up, and right now 8% of you said that Fear the Fun would finish in 6th or better. He is still in 7th. He's only moved up 1 spot since the beginning of the race, and he's got quite a lot of ground to catch up if he wants to make a move on Audrex for that 6th place spot. 92% of you, with 13.5 thousand executables or channel points here on the line, say that, nope, sorry, Fear, you're not going to do it. Mega Bonanza, thank you for the follow. Here comes, we see there in the background with Stevie Superstat coming out of the final corner. It was Patches Riley. First time out here on the track. Mav actually with the follow. Thank you. Mega Bonanza says hello. Hello to you as well. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you all are having a good Tuesday, right? I mean, that's a lot to ask. A good Tuesday? I actually find Mondays to more oftentimes be better than Tuesday, up until the point that we're able to race here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. From 8 o'clock in the morning on to 7 p.m. Central Time. It's just, is it race time yet? Is it race time yet? Here comes Stevie. Swinging around, trying to get around the, not the back markers now. He does have DTS Mondo right in front of him, and then even Toyo Sama. So there is an opportunity here for Stevie to reclaim the positions as long as he can stay away from the other back markers. He's got Ovation that he gets by right there. Ovation takes the high line. Well done. And there goes Mondo to the inside of Toyo Sama. Let's go ahead and jump up there real quick, and he can't make it stick. Toyo holds on to 3rd for right now. And now look at that, Toyo Sama off into the grass. That's going to allow DTS Mondo to make the pass. He makes contact, or has contact, there on his driver's side door panel. That puts his car into a little bit of a fit there into turn number 3. He holds on to it, and DTS Mondo, with his first appearance here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, moves up into 3rd position with that number 320 car. And wouldn't you know, right there behind him in 4th, regaining the spot that he was in before the accident, is Stevie Superstack. Can he get into 3rd? Stomach is full now. Back for more. Welcome. And now our race leader, SGR Floofy, with crate trim in tow. They cross the line, beginning of lap number 25. 3 laps to go. Fegaroma with the follow. Welcome. Make sure you're getting that Hot Wheels entry into the chat. Follow the channel. Type Hot Wheels into the chat. That's the only way you can be entered to win one of the 2 Hot Wheels Legends car pack codes that'll be given away after this race and before our second race of the evening, which will be out at Bathurst. DTS Mondo in 3rd. Can he hold off Stevie Superstack with 2.5 laps remaining? Let's drop back to Stevie and ride on board. Fegaroma. I don't know. When I see that name, I want to get my Figaro voice. DTS Mondo up onto the curbing there through the right-hander. Now across the line. Lap 26 underway. Still a very misty, foggy. I don't know if this is morning or nighttime. I didn't catch the time, the track time. We see a little bit of clearing in the sky box, but the low-level clouds or fog still holding on all the way up to the checkered flag. Also, last chance. I'm going to call this the last call right here to retweet the tweet, if I could type correctly into the chat, give away. The last call right now for you to retweet the tweet that Nightbot has provided the link to. That'll put you in the running for the Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition on Steam. 3 things to give away here at intermission. Here comes DTS Mondo. Gonna lead Stevie back up to the line. The white flag flies for our race leader, SGR Floofy. He started out on pole with a 1:07.2, and he's out there all on his lonesome if he can hold on to it. Gonna pick up his first win here in Season 39. We're riding on board with Cratrium in second, as he now hits the infield straightaway here on the national circuit. Underneath the bridge he goes. And barring any sort of catastrophe there for Floofy, Floofy's going to grab 50 points. Back to Stevie Superstack. He looks to the outside of Mondo. Lines it up for the final left-hand corner. Not going to have an opportunity there. They go into the horseshoe. Stevie, hard on the accelerator, gets a couple of tires off into the grass, then a little bit of tire smoke as he slides it out. He won't be able to catch up with Mondo. Mondo in the 320 car, picking up a third-place finish in his debut here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. Week number 2 of Season 39. Stevie up into the wall to finish things out. Toyo-sama will finish 5th. Audrex in 6th. Fear the Fun is going to come around the corner in 7th. Unfortunately, not able to hit his goal there of 6th position in the Ally car. Back behind Fear the Fun in 8th. That's going to be Foontang, LS Barney, Kuda, Slipstream, and Barf Monkey. Oh my gosh, that was a 3-way battle for 10th. SGR Chaos Fox drops back to 13th. OK Fox, Jason D in 14th. Wisenmitten in 15th. So on and so forth. Whew! That's the first race of the evening for you folks. It's going to get more exciting. We've got Bathurst, Mount Panorama coming up next. That's going to be a good one. I promise you that. No question. No question. I'm going to take note where everybody finished, folks. Please hang out through the ads. 3 minutes worth of ads. I promise you, you're not going to miss anything. I play these on purpose in between the races. You're not going to miss any of the action. However, if the ads annoy you and you can't stand them to no end and you want to contribute and support the broadcast just a little bit more, obviously a subscription, either a paid sub or with your Prime Gaming here on XVenture will be greatly appreciated. 100% of the proceeds that come to me after Twitch takes their cut, I promise, I kid you not, go directly back into the broadcast, production, and then giveaways. And we've got a lot of giveaways coming up in the next month. And it includes tonight. 3 of those happening here this evening. Yeah, there's nothing else for me to say here, except for we're going to go on an ad break. I'm going to take note of where everybody finished. We'll draw the 3 lucky winners. We might get a chance to talk to somebody in the driver's spotlight, although I don't know if that'll happen with all the activity in terms of the giveaways. So we'll see what we get to, but hang out here. I'm Dustin Moore. You're watching XVenture live on Twitch TV, Forza Spec Racing Series, Season 39, Week number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to X Venture here live on Twitch TV, and the winners have been selected. And Wonder Terry, oh gosh, that was horrible handwriting. Let me do that again. Wonder Terry is the winner of the Forza Horizon 4 Hot Wheels Legends car pack, code number 1, and then Party Bond. Party Bond is the winner of the second code here this evening. Congratulations to those who won. Best of luck to you all who participated here tonight. We will have another opportunity moving forward for more giveaways here on the channel. So don't be defeated. A lot more giveaway action, if I could speak. Speaking is step number 1. Doing the giveaways is step number 2. All right, let's see here. We've got Virus Thoughts in the chat, or excuse me, in the driver's spotlight, who's ready to have a word with me. Again, it was SGR Floofy picking up the win there in race number 1 of tonight's action out at Silverstone. Well done. Well done. Let's go ahead and bring Virus Thoughts into the driver's spotlight. Virus, let me know how you finished here, because I was too busy doing giveaway stuff that unfortunately I wasn't able to record everybody's finishing spot.
Yeah, I actually finished last place, but I still had a really fun battle between Grim. We went back and forth quite a bit.
That happens. So at one point I saw slow motion fire back there, so you were able to get at least higher than 23rd, but then something dropped you back a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, I ended up wrecking into a wall and I had to pit. But I ended up going up about 4 places, dropped back, and then slow motion had to do a battery change, so he dropped down. But towards the middle of the race, I ended up having a pretty sweet tandem drift with Grim.
That was a very authentic way of describing what happened to slow motion fire, and I'm guessing you mean literally his batteries in his controller had to be changed. Yep. But it sounded like you were referring to the car, so very cool there. But hey, I mean, that's okay. And have you noticed over time you're getting a little bit? I mean, obviously we were only 3 races in here with the Mazda MX-5, the 1990 Miata. Are you finding yourself getting a little bit better familiarized with the car, and might you have a chance to be beyond 23rd position out here at Bathurst?
Yeah, I feel like at Bathurst, I stand a little bit of a chance if I play my cards right, hang back, because it's bound for at least someone to have a pretty bad wreck.
Yeah, the pit lane will probably get used a time or two here out at Bathurst. How do you approach the track? Are you a fan of Mount Panorama? Does it fear you any, or are you going to be pretty successful out here?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of it, but I also don't hate it. When it comes down to the downhill technical section, you're probably going to see me sideways at least once.
Not a fan of it, but you don't hate it. You're like describing me to a T there. Indifferent. I'm a very indifferent person.
It's just like, it's a fun track once you get to that one section if you haven't crashed. Because once you get that to the downhill technical section with the Miata, you just hit the brakes a little bit with the turn and you're sideways and you're having a fun drift.
What were your thoughts about the vehicle when you first heard it announced for season 39? Were you pretty stoked about that, or would you have preferred a faster vehicle?
Honestly, I'm pretty stoked about it. I actually recently went out and bought one in real life, 1990.
Oh, really? Yep. Same year?
Yep, same year.
Is it the same trim, or does yours have a little bit more? Are there more extras, or can you even make out a difference?
It's still pretty stock. The previous owner used it for racing and daily driving, so it's got the roll bar, it's got a short throw shifter, and a nice race exhaust, and then the rest is pretty much stock.
What are your plans with it?
I'm going to restore it. It needs some work done to it, needs new paint, dents, but yeah, I can't wait for that to be done.
And then take it out to the track a little bit yourself, or is it going to be more of a street car for enjoying cruising around?
It's going to be a mix between a street car and a track car for sure.
Okay. Awesome. What does restoring it include painting it up a little bit?
Oh yeah, I have a front bumper fade. Got some dents and scratches that need to be worked around.
Anybody who's interested in like, oh, cool, I would like to see the progress. Are you posting it up anywhere, or what? Or are you just doing this all kind of in the privacy of your own time?
Well, I haven't actually thought about posting it. If enough people want to see it get done, it's going to be a real slow process just because money.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could post pictures and videos on the Instagram.
There you go. Yeah, hit me up with the updates as you kind of hit significant milestones, and then I'll be happy to share with our viewers if that's what you want to do. You don't have to, of course, but just throwing it out there. Always kind of interested to see folks' project builds as they go along. So I'd be curious to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Let's see. I think I've pretty much asked you all the questions that I need to ask, but you were teasing me a little bit there in the chat saying, hey, Dustin, I could throw your logo up on the hood. Let's go ahead and take a look at your car in game. Where are you, Virus? There you are. Let's see. You've got a pretty sleek, just kind of clean looking black and white design. What's your inspiration there?
Honestly, I wanted to go for more of a prototype design.
Yeah.
So I took some basic hexagonal shapes and just worked around with them.
Like it. All right, Virus. Well, it looks like everybody's readied up on the line, so I'll let you get back in the lobby. Best of luck at qualifying here at Bathurst.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. That's one of the fun things to do here, for me at least, as the commentators. I like to get a chance to chat with the drivers in between races, and it looks like we may have lost a driver on the grid getting ready for qualifying out here at Bathurst. Maybe they're going to wait. Nope, doesn't look like they're going to wait. They're going to go right on ahead. 22 drivers out on the field. Maybe we'll get somebody to jump in there after the qualifying, which is fine. It just means they'll be at the back of the pack. And let me go ahead and bring down the game audio a little bit. Slow motion fire let me know that here we go. By the way, Wonder Terry and Party Bond, those codes will be coming to you here after the broadcast. I will send them to you by way of, well, that seems to be a bit of a false start. I think we're going to have a, actually, I take it back. This is qualifying. There is no false start in qualifying. You go when the game tells you to go. It's a staggered start to help bring a little bit of clarity to the track as you're getting around. SGR Floofy, will he finish on pole out here at Bathurst? Wage your channel points. It looks like a few of you, or at least one of you, has said that SGR Floofy will qualify on pole, and Ellis Barney has thrown down 2,000 executables or channel points there. 2,000. By the way, 2,000 will go a long way. For any of you who are casting your vote on the no side, again, we've got a giveaway coming up on April 16th, for a pack of Series 1 2021 Topps Hobby cards, a hobby box. And so if you're interested in baseball whatsoever, 2,000 executables, or whatever it is when you get your cut, will go a long way. There on April 16th, every 500 executables that you redeem will get you an entry, up to 3 entries for that box of baseball cards, and a lot more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That is the tip of the iceberg. I don't think I'll have a giveaway that's any better than that one, but I'll have a bunch of other giveaways to go along with that. So get those channel points up. Get them going. Let's go ahead and get some stats there in the bottom left-hand corner. Figure out where our drivers are finishing out there. Joe Beardy says Slim Jim with a top 15 qualifying and Big J Bishop with a top 5 qualifying. Is that Joe casting his own prediction of where those two drivers will finish up? Now coming up to the chase. And let's see here. As you get ready for the left-hander, you can take that Miata a little bit further on the accelerator. and then allow the race brakes to do their thing to slow down all 1,900 and some pounds of vehicle. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I announced it, but Undercover Greenie picks up the Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition on Steam with the retweet. Undercover Greenie, congratulations. I'll reach out to you on Twitter. Make sure you have allowed me to message you, enable your messages, and I will be getting that Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition code for Steam your way here after the broadcast. All right, it's SGR Floofy right now with a 235.070. The poll is locked up, so who's going to come out with the executable win? Floofy finds himself at the front of the pack at that. Let's go to Cratrim. Cratrim, who picked up the pole position, I believe, in both Week 1 races. Out at Lime Rock and Sonoma, was unable to turn those into victories, but did finish in second for both races. As a matter of fact, Cratrim did lead for the majority of the race out at Lime Rock before turning it over to Stevie Superstack in the last, I think it was six or 8 laps, somewhere around there. Wonder Terry with the follow. Thank you, Wonder Terry. Bathurst seems scary. Maybe I'm just bad at it, says Xander Sub. It's a tricky track. It's a tricky track. Home of the 12 Hours of Mount Panorama. There goes Cratrim. He's going to give a little love to the concrete barrier. Bit of a side swipe. That may not invalidate the time. You can scrub the wall without throwing up a flag on your time. And so Cratrim might be eking out every single centimeter of the track space that he can to try to find himself a little bit higher up on the grid for the start of this race. We got this race here, folks, after qualifying has completed. And then, as always, if you're new to the channel, what I'll do before the broadcast ends is I preview what's to come here on the channel. I had some announcements at the top of the broadcast that, at least in my opinion, you don't want to miss. There's some really cool stuff coming up here on X-Venture over the next month, and of course beyond, but at least the next month I have announced. And we'll go through that at the end of the broadcast. You can also find a revamped, revised, and more I think, exciting-looking About section down below, twitch.tv/xventure. Everything has been made more visually appealing. It's a lot less text-heavy, and instead it gets you the information that you want to know. Clicking on the boxes gets you to the place that maybe you want some more information. Doing whatever I can to make y'all's experience here on the broadcast and the channel just that much more enjoyable and keep you in the know on what's going on here. Let's go to CMD Slipstream back there with the 4th quickest lap time right now. He's in the, that's not the Marlboro vehicle, but rather the, it looked like Hyper something. I couldn't tell what it was. Hyper whatever. Into turn number 2. Up the hill. The 3rd and final lap here in qualifying. Cratrim now with a 232.292 for pole. This is one of those tracks where I feel like you've got a huge advantage on pole. Sure, being in the front in racing is always a good spot to be in, but out here at Mount Panorama, you hit that first left-hander there at Devil's Corner, take the long straightaway shot toward the bottom of Mount Panorama Mountain, and start to make the climb. And then once you start to make that climb, if you still have everybody in your rearview mirror, that's a really good formula for success, because it's in that bunch of cars behind you that you don't want to be in. Somebody gets turned around, you'll have very little room to correct and get out of the way. And so I don't know. I could be overstating it, but I feel like pole position out here at Mount Panorama is so beneficial. So beneficial. SDR Floofy underneath the Armorall Bridge. And now, charged back toward the start-finish line to complete his qualifying session. And unable to top Cratrim's time, and Cratrim do himself one better. He does a 232, 225, shaving off a couple of, I believe, a couple of hundredths off of that time, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in racing, that can be the difference, especially when we're talking about the difference between pole position and not. Here's Fear the Fun. He's got the 4th quickest time right now. That's good enough for row number 2 if he can hold on to it here on this 3rd qualifying lap. Stevie Superstack right behind him. Of course, the physical location, presence on the track doesn't matter so much as what your time is. They're all kind of just jumbled up. Stevie actually, with an abysmal time right now, finds himself the 18th quickest lap time. I only hope for him that he was able to, he moves up to 4th. So Stevie was really pushing it there to that final lap. And fortunately, he was able to make it happen. Barf Monkey, who we haven't talked about so much here in tonight's broadcast, right now with the 5th quickest lap time. Well done, Barf Monkey. Fun name to say. Fun driver to watch when he's up there in the top 5. Slim Jim says, I've got bad news, bro. To Joe Beardy. Oh no. Don't make Joe sad. Don't make him sad. By the way, Barf Monkey with the jet fighter like livery on the car. Bonus points. Bonus points. All right, any minute now we'll jump out. Big J Bishop there in the chat says 3rd place, baby. There you go. Let's see. For the one, actually for the 3 of you who said that SGR Floofy would not finish on pole, congratulations. You're gonna take, you're gonna steal some channel points there from LS Barney. LS Barney might be regretting that decision. Cratrium gets the top spot. But hey, that's how it works. It's a gamble. And not with money, too, so that's why it makes it okay. Where is... well, let's go ahead and run down the list here. Unfortunately, I can't do anything to organize these in terms of best lap time. I suspect Turn 10 Studios is going to sort that out for us with Forza Motorsport. SGR Floofy, 232.554. 234.6 there for Foontank. Cratrim with that pole qualifying 232.225. A 234.9 for DTS Mondo. That's going to put him a little bit further back than I think he would have hoped here for his 2nd race of the series. Barf Monkey at a 233.604, a 241.5 for Grim. LS Barney with a 234.5, a 234.3 for Slipstream, 242.3 for Fox Jason D. Was able to get a clean lap time there. A 241 for Patches Riley. Fear the Fun with a 232.9. As he celebrates his 3rd place qualifying time. 233 there for Stevie Superstack. I think that'll put him in 4th. 240 for Modern Weapon. Savage Reaper with a 242, a 236 for Toyo-sama, 238 for Audrex. Ovation with a 243, 235 for Slow-Mo. Slim Jim. Walking back to the pit lane, our chat here on Twitch toward Joe Beardy with a sad look on his face. A 243.7. That's okay. You come out here and you do the best that you can do. You run your own race. Don't worry. The skill will come over time. I think that'll put Slim Jim either back in 23rd or somewhere thereabouts. Virus Dots with a 245. So actually, no, Slim Jim will not be the last driver on the grid. Wiseman with a 245.767. And Kuda 93. Not able to muster a clean lap. He gets a 239, but no matter how quick that may be compared to some of the slower times, that dirty lap will always be slower than the cleanest the slowest clean lap time is what I'm trying to say. Let's go to Fox Jason D here in the driver's spotlight. Let's see, Fox, where are you at? 242.3, not able to get a sub 240. But hey, I think you're in good company there at the back of the pack.
Yeah, Bathurst is not one of my strong tracks. I'll be honest, and honestly, probably my best one I nearly wiped out in the cutting, and I was just lucky to not get it dirtied for the final lap.
So you're able to get the clean lap time, which is also important because no matter how well you do on that dirty lap, it's the clean laps that really matter.
Indeed.
Is there any particular part that you've got to really refine yourself here for the race? Were you struggling on a particular part of the track during the qualifying session? I know you said the cutting, but what else, if any?
I mean, the cutting is definitely, as well as it's still probably the hardest section of the race is probably the all the curves after Skyline. When you're starting to go downhill, it's that matter of trying to stay in control, but also trying to keep speed. It's really difficult.
What do you enjoy most here out at Bathurst, going uphill or downhill?
Honestly, it's the uphill part. It feels a little bit more. Some of the curves going uphill is actually kind of fun. When you get into that groove, knowing how to link them together. It feels really good.
I always equate it to like slalom in the Olympics when you see them just like nailing every single corner and you're watching that time and you're like, oh, this is going to be a quick time. Like you can almost see by watching, even on the replay, the replay cameras that we have here in Forza Motorsport 7, you can be like, oh yeah, they've got that downhill section right there locked down. It's looking really good. It's always cool. And it's very gratifying, like you said, to come out of the forest elbow and you're like, oh, okay, cool. That was a good run. Would you say the top goal out here at Bathurst is to avoid pit lane?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure whether it's like having to. I would hope that because these are smaller cars, it doesn't get as crazy as we've had in like some of the other times we've run Bathurst, but it's still just like it's always going to be that worry, especially in the first couple of laps of a pile-up happening in the uphill in the mountain sections. Can be a lot of chaos, honestly.
Yeah, and we were talking about that during the qualifying session. So what's your strategy, knowing that you're a little bit further back in the back of the pack? Do you kind of maybe purposefully drop yourself back a little bit? I know that's kind of against the racing ethos. Like you don't want to sandbag, but at the same time, you got to kind of race with strategy.
It's more of just like I wouldn't say sandbagging as more of just like I'm going to be a little bit more focused on just keeping safe rather than being fast.
There you go.
Just trying to be a little bit more aware of like where everyone is at the first. Avoid
the big one or the big ones with S in the parentheses because there very well could be multiples, and of course avoiding that the need for a pit lane stop. All right, Fox Jason D. Well, good chatting with you. Best of luck here during the race, and we'll see how you do.
It's also been a fun day because it's actually my birthday today.
It's your birthday?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. All right, everybody in chat, sing along with me. Type it out as I go along. You gotta work here. I need your guys' energy with this one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Chat, you're leaving me out to dry here. Happy birthday, Fox Jason D. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Dustin.
We got to put candles on the top of your car.
That was a lovely rendition. What?
We got to put a candle, or I won't assume how old you are, or how young you are, I should say. But
36.
One candle up on the top of the roof.
Maybe. I hadn't thought about that for this race, but...
Very good. Well, hey, Fox Jason D. Hey, I'll say it. I'm not trying to take sides here in watching the race as the commentator, but I'm going to say it. Best of luck to you in this race, and especially in your celebrating of the birthday today.
Thank you.
All righty, there you go. I love it. I like it when folks come in here and not only provide us with the knowledge about how they're taking on the track, but then they're also like, hey, Dustin, this is the reason why my car is painted up this way, or here's what I'm celebrating today, or here's who has really helped me out along the way. It's always nice. I can ask you about the track all day long, but you can take us a different direction, a suitable direction for the broadcast, then that's always welcome. All right, we've got the launch countdown here. We're ready to go racing. Hopefully, for those of you who have animals in the vicinity, if you're not on headphones, hopefully I just did not completely get them stirred up. Go ahead and get some audio going. Craytrim on pole, SGR Floofy. Then in row number 2, it's Fear the Fun and Stevie Superstack. Slim Jim, Party Bond, Xander, Wonder Terry, Forza Cop GG, Derek Cobb, all saying happy birthday there to Fox Jason D. Here we go. Got our camera on SGR Floofy. Yes, he's opposite of Craytrim, our pole sitter, but this should give us a better view going into Devil's... Is it Devil's Corner or Hell's Corner? Let me go ahead and pull back on the game audio there as it tries to overpower me. And here we go. Kick the tires, light the fires. Race number 4 of season 39 is underway. And into turn number 1 they go. Craytrim, SGR Floofy. Back behind them in 3rd. It's Fear the Fun, Barf, Monkey, Stevie, Superstack, Slipstream in 6th, Bootang in 7th, DTS Mondo back there in 8th. He's got some work to do. LS Barney in 9th. Modern Weapon in 10th position. Down the long out straightaway they go underneath the bridge and toward the bottom of Mount Panorama. You see the little bit of an incline here on the last part of the straightaway. Then you slam on the brakes. You see the drop, the front end of the Mazda Miata dropping down there on Floofy's car. And now here they go up the hill. And hopefully everybody can hold position and have no big accidents at this early stage of the race. Any requirement for pit lane at this point would be very, very punishing for any of the drivers. Let's go to Fear the Fun, who's in 3rd position. Forza Cop GG says, I made your cat howl. The fact that your cat howled is a very bad sign for me. There should be no cats howling. There goes Fear the Fun into the very tricky left-hander now as you set yourself up for the downhill slalom down toward the Forest's elbow, that final left-hander, and out onto the big straightaway. Here comes Stevie Superstack there in the background in 4th position. He's got Slipstream still behind him. We'll go ahead and we'll hop on board with one of these drivers the next time by. And now out of the downhill portion, Forest's elbow they go. Nice sunny day here in the land down under. There are no precipitation chances here at Mount Panorama in Forza Motorsport 7. There's not even any nighttime racing out here, which is unfortunate since the 12 hours of Bathurst takes place each year with a portion of that race in the dark. There goes Craytrim, locking him up here out of the chase. Into the final right-hander underneath the Armor All Bridge. And our race leader, SGR Floofy. SGR Floofy grabs the top spot. Craytrim, who finished on pole in qualifying, drops back to 2nd. Fear the Fun in 3rd still. Stevie Superstack there in 4th. He was buddy-buddy there with Fear the Fun on the start in row number 2. Xander 13 says, that ain't no cat, son. Yeah, if your cat's howling, that ain't no cat. And here we are, lap number 2. Week number 2. Race number 2 of the night. And it's a nice train of single file cars here this way out. Let's go ahead and ride on board with let's go to Slipstream. Let's hang out with Slipstream's car. Heading up the hill. And without incident comes Slipstream. Off the downhill section, there's Barf Monkey. Kind of just a surprise showing here. And I shouldn't say it's a real true surprise. I mean, Barf Monkey is a competitor. But really turning up nicely here in week, well, at least race number 4 of the season. Currently in 6th. You see the front discs light up there on the 1990 Mazda Miata MX-5 with that fighter jet livery on it. Love it. Those front brakes bringing the 1,900 and some odd pound Miata not to a halt, but slowing it down there out of the chase. And now across the line, beginning of lap number 3. Joe Beardy there in the chat saying that Slipstream looks right at home in the Miata. Everybody doing really well. I don't think anybody's had to make a stop at pit lane. We've got, let's see, in 21st, it's Modern Weapon. 22nd is Savage Reaper. And unfortunately, it looks like we weren't able to get a 23rd driver of the 23 grid spots available. So I think this is our first race of the season. Just shy of a full grid. Now here comes Barf Monkey leading Toyosama, who is closing in. Toyosama reeling him in. You got DTS Mondo there in 8th. Underneath that Fujitsu air conditioning sign. Air conditioning. I got the air conditioning on here in South Central Texas. A little bit of a warm and muggy day with the cold front coming through here this evening. Joe Beardy says Barf Monkey shreds. He has usually just lacked race pace, but I think he will do well this season. We'll keep our eye on Barf Monkey. He is right now not on the leaderboard. Actually, no, he is. He's in 14th on the leaderboard, 36 points. Just behind Chaos Fox, who has 40 points in 13th, and he's out in front of Slipstream by 9 points. See if he can't find himself on the right side of the leaderboard, or the left side of the leaderboard. He's currently on the right side. We'll see if he gets to the left side. At the end of week 2, there goes Toyosama making a little bit of contact there with Barf Monkey. Pardon me as I smack my microphone. Got to get used to the new equipment and where it is. Got to be aware of my surroundings. And there goes Toyosama making the pass into the final corner here for the end of lap 3. And so Toyosama trying to eke out as many points as he can. Keep himself up there in the top 5 of the leaderboard. He's got 79 to Arzia McQueen's 86. Now, week 2 is always an interesting week for the leaderboard because what will happen is we'll come out of week number 2, going into week 3, with not really a great idea of where things are going, because we'll factor in the drop week out of those 2 weeks. It's not until we get out of week 3 into week 4 and really out of week 4 into week 5 where we have a real solid understanding of who's going to be in the running for the championship, but then also just where everybody's kind of setting themselves up on that overall leaderboard going into the end of the season. What position they'll be vying for and up against who. How many points will it take for them to get there? Let's go to Fear the Fun. Oh, tags the wall a little bit. Getting ready for the downhill section. Careful, don't want to get any damage there as he slides it out, and he slides it through that corner. He's able to save it, keeps it off the grass. What a recovery there by Fear the Fun. Oh, and he tags the wall again. Maybe Fear the Fun just trying to do his best pinball. impersonation. I don't think the Mazda Miata is game for that, but Fear don't care. Let's go take a look at that on the X-Venture Rewind. Boom, there's one. And he gets a little slithery. And then he picks up a second wall right here if the replay will allow it to go. Yep, I think I saw it, just barely. All right, so Fear the Fun still in third. Stevie Superstack in fourth. Slipstream in fifth. Toyosama in sixth. DTS Mondo in seventh position, making his debut here in the Forza Spec Racing Series with Season 39, week number 2. Behind him is Barf Monkey, Audrex, Ellis Barney in 10th. Then it's Foontang, Slow Motion Fire, Kuda, Ovation, Grim through the 15th spot, P15. Then it's Patches Riley, Fox Jason D, Virus Dots, Weizenmitten, Modern Weapon, Savage Reaper, and Slim Jim. 15th on back to 22nd. All 22 drivers who started this one out there on the track. Let's go ahead and let's go to Slipstream in 5th. I know we were just a couple of cars ahead there with Fear the Fun, but let's see this battle play out from Slipstream's view. Joe Beardy says, this is about to be a good battle for third. Fear is tough to get around. Carlos Videos 441 with the follow. Thank you. Xander Sub saying, I thought he was about to lose it there. I think referring to Fear the Fun. It was close. It looked like if he would have got those two tires into the grass, would have made a contact with the wall. Now, with that angle of attack on the wall, I think he would have been okay. No damage, but it certainly would have slowed him down a lot more than what he was able to accomplish by saving the car. And there goes Stevie, either locking up the brakes. Well, he had to have locked up the brakes because I don't think he was sliding. There goes Fear the Fun now to the inside of, oh gosh, he makes contact with Stevie. No, take that back. That's Slipstream. And now they're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Fear the Fun's going to drop back to 6th position. There comes DTS Mondo in his rearview mirror, but now Stevie Superstack moves up to 3rd. Slipstream here is going to get around Fear, at least for now, and pick up 5th. And then Toyosama up to 4th. Here comes DTS Mondo. Let's see if he pushes the issue here on Fear the Fun, heading into the right-hander. Left-hander. Now the right-hander. But Fear the Fun looks like he's going to be able to jump out in front of Slipstream. Hold on to 5th, and now he's going to have to really push it. And this is going to be no easy task to keep pace and then some to get 4th, and then even more work for him to try to catch up with Stevie Superstack. I mean, that's going to be something tricky there. Oh yeah, we're seeing it play out right here. Well, the battle for 3rd has simmered down a little bit now that Fear, Slipstream, and Mondo have kind of fallen back from 3rd and 4th. But between the 3 of them, if they kind of work a little bit together and a lot less against one another, that might help them catch back up there to Toyosama. In 4th, there goes Stevie. Stevie hasn't spun around. Fear the Fun makes contact, and so does DTS Mondo. Now Slipstream gets hung up on the wall. Fear the Fun. Oh, and we've got all kinds of contact here. And now some of our drivers from 6th on back to 9th, slowing it down, coming up the hill. Wow, and that may very well have been the big one right there. It looks like it was Stevie who got spun around and then collected Fear the Fun. And then it was just a domino effect thereafter. And with that, it's, Toyosama, he's the benefactor here, as he has now cleared his rear view mirror and starts the charge. A little bit less than halfway through this race, starts the charge to second, which is currently occupied by Cratrim. SGR Floofy qualified in second. He's our race leader, trying to make it back-to-back first-place finishes. Barf Monkey up to fourth. Audrex in fifth. Barney grabs sixth. Mondo not able to climb any positions there, as he probably got tangled up in that. He's in seventh. Slipstream in eighth. Stevie Superstack in ninth. Does Stevie have any damage to his vehicle? And if he does, that would be huge. Yes. Stevie, after taking a few blows there, he's got 100% damage to the drive line, 100% damage to the steering, as we see his car kind of bob and weave here. Locking up the brakes even, because he's got some severe brake damage there on the right side of the car. Same could be said for the suspension. Oh, unfortunate for Stevie, who was really looking for a solid finish here out at Bathurst. We'll go up to fifth now. That's LS Barney. And to the X-Venture Rewind we go. And there you go. There's Stevie. Spun around and just starts collecting. Yeah, DTS Mondo getting into the back of Stevie. And then it continues. Curious how many will pit. These cars are fragile. Fragile. Toyosama going to run up onto the wall next to the camera. He's in fourth. Barney. Barney with quite the performance here. Halfway through the 12 laps at Bathurst. He's going to make a move on Toya. Outside. Can he make it stick here? He's got to give room for Toya a little bit there on the low line up against the apex. He does, and snags fourth position for now. The Lightspeed Esports driver. With all the Barneys on the nose of the vehicle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Could mistake that for a Picasso. Easily. Slipstream right behind him in fifth. Toyosama now dropped back to sixth. So Toya losing 2 spots. There to Barney and Slipstream. Slipstream actually able to come out okay. I mean, he made contact with Stevie, I believe, but no damage to the car. And with Stevie's pit stop, that puts him in 12th position. DTS Mondo also had to make a stop. He's in 11th. Barf Monkey had to go in. He's in 10th. Then it's Kuda in 9th. Slow Motion Fire up to 8th. Footang in 7th. Toyosama in 6th. Slipstream in 5th. Barney in 4th. And unfortunately, it would appear that Fear the Fawn in 13th position. He may have gone into pit lane as well. Does Toya have damage? Oh, that's a good question. That could be very likely. He does, and he's going to deal with it. Toya says, hey, you know, I know if I go into pit lane, I'm going to lose a handful of positions. If I hang out on the track for the next 5 laps, maybe I can save myself from losing a few spots. 100% steering damage. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to try. Talk about strategy there. Opting to avoid pit lane. What's up there, Turbo Hawk? He says, guess who's here? Turbo Hawk's here. Congratulations, Turbo Hawk. By the way, winning one of the raffles there coming out of the 24 Hours of SnowRunner. If I'm remembering correctly, if you didn't win, Turbo Hawk, just forget everything I said, but I'm pretty sure you're one of our winners, yes? have a bad memory. What can I say? There goes Barney with Audrex. Actually, no, Audrex is in third position and not too far ahead. And as I take a look at our Twitch predictor here, will Cratrim win the race? He is running in second right now, and he's quite, not a whole lot back. Maybe a second or half a second to SGR Floofy. Will Cratrim win? 67% of you who cast your executables said that Cratrim would win, with a total of 1.1 thousand executables on the line, and then 2 of you on the no side with 550 executables said, nope, he ain't going to win. And right now, you would be right. We've got a driver. That's going to be Savage Reaper off into the grass there on the very early part of the back straightaway. So Savage Reaper might be hobbling his Miata back to pit lane here, and we've got another car who's just kind of sitting there before the Armor All bridge. It's going to be Stevie Superstack, and Stevie is just going to call it quits here in race number 4 of the season, and almost certainly will be his drop week here in week number 2, or at least you hope. Track Sabine, what's going on? Welcome. You guys make sure you're following Track Sabine here on Twitch, providing coverage of many different events. I mean, the guy's all over the place in a good way too, picking up broadcast for several different leagues. I'm doing good. Thank you very much for asking. Turbohawk says, I don't know actually. I haven't been able to get on Twitch in a while. Well, Turbohawk, check your messages. I'm 99.9% sure that you're one of the 5 winners of the $10 gift card coming out of the 24 hours of SnowRunner event. So check your whispers. I was able to get a message your way, I think. There goes Barney. He slides it out a little bit. He drops back to 5th now. Slipstream moves up to 4th. And now Slipstream will be having a shot at Audrex here for 3rd with 4 laps remaining. And there goes Barney making contact with the wall. I just saw it there in the last couple of frames as we ride on board with Slipstream. And that's going to put Barney back a few spots now because he's got Futang, who makes the pass. Well, actually, maybe just loses 1 spot. But let's take a look at the vehicle. No damage. So despite making contact with the wall, must have been just the right angle to slow him down but not incur any damage, and he picks right back up, but from P6. Slow Motion Fire in 7th, Toyosama in 8th, Bark Monkey in 9th, DTS Mondo has made it back up to 10th position, and Fear the Fun back there in 11th. You thought you were already following me? I think you are. I was telling people to follow you. You're already following me. That I know. People should be following you. Turbohawk says, yes, I did win. There you go. I think you were the last person for me to be waiting for a response too. And I'm like, oh gosh, it's gonna be one of those codes that goes unclaimed. There you go. Respond there in the whispers with where you want to apply that $10 credit to the Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam store. And folks, there you go. We had 6 winners from the 24 hours of SnowRunner event. We had 3 winners tonight. Even if you're not a big fan of racing, I don't know how else to convince you to stick around. Come back to the broadcast and hang out with us. Apart from saying, hey, there's a real opportunity for you to get some added value from the broadcast in the form of giveaways. And again, I can't stress this enough. The only way that these giveaways are possible are through the contributions of viewers like you. Yeah, here I am, PBS. For the subscriptions, the bit donations, and even those of you who are just followers that watch the ads, that generates a little bit of ad revenue that comes through. And again, after Twitch takes their cut from the channel, 50% of the proceeds, and I get my 50% cut, then I reinvest that all back in the form of production, Hence the reason I might sound a little bit different to you all. I'm on a Corsair headset, wireless headset. I wanted a wireless headset, and now I've got it. Hopefully the broadcast has sounded top-notch here tonight. And then also the viewer giveaways, which I think are a huge component here. If you're going to spend any length of time watching the broadcast, I want to give you a shot at least winning something. At least a shot. Not everybody's going to win something. But the more you hang out, the more you watch, the more channel points you earn that can be used to redeem for giveaways, the more that you're hanging out with me or following me on Twitter and responding to some of the Twitter giveaways I have, the more chances you have to win. Let's see, we've got a battle here for, well, really our best battle in the top 10 is going to be Oddrex and Slipstream, and even then, we've got a bit of separation between the drivers. I did say if you're not a big fan of racing content, that's okay. X-Venture, I went from Virtual Autosports as the stream name to X-Venture. That's because I've ventured out of racing games a little bit. And your next opportunity to catch something a bit different here on the channel, Farming Simulator. This Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It is episode 3 of Down on the Farm Fridays. I only have 2 episodes left. Making some headway in Farming Simulator. Come hang out with me as we just encounter the fun and yet sometimes awkward moments of that game. I don my best virtual overalls and hop into my finest tractor and try to do the best I can down on the farm. 6 p.m. this Friday right here on X-Venture. Let's go to DTS Mondo, who's now made it up to 9th position. More of a single-player adventure type person? Well, I got a little bit of that here, too, on X-Venture. LA Noire Crime Scene Sundays this Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern. That's a 4-hour broadcast. And, yes, it's early in the morning, so if you happen to miss out on the fun, you can catch it all over on my YouTube. That's where all the recordings go, to include the 24 hours of SnowRunner, if you're curious about how that went. But check it out on YouTube. Same name as is here on Twitch. X-Venture, EXEVENTURE. DTS Mondo here with Barf Monkey out in front of him in 8th position. That SnowRunner event was really fun, by the way. SnowRunner's coming back. I'm not going to announce when yet, but know that SnowRunner will return. It'll be the return to SnowRunner, the return to Michigan, to try to get my way out of Michigan. No offense to those of you in Michigan or the UP, but I got to get myself out of Michigan in SnowRunner. Yes, we ventured around a little bit. 24 hours time, but really I got stuck there more than I was anticipating. So we're going to return. For those of you who found the channel because of the 24-hour event with SnowRunner, thanks for your return visit. All right, lap 11, our race leader, SGR Floofy, trying to go back-to-back here tonight. He crosses the line. He gets the white flag, so one more lap to go. Craytrim in 2nd position, Audrex in 3rd, Slipstream in 4th, Futang is 5th, Barney in 6th, Slow Motion Fire, Barf Monkey, DTS Mondo, and Fear the Fun are 6th through 10th. Well done by Fear the Fun, able to break into the top 10 after having to go into pit lane earlier on in the race. Toyosama up to 11th. He too had to go into pit lane. Kuda 93 in 12th. Fox Jason D, who we talked to there in the driver's spotlight, the birthday boy, he's there in 13th position. Patches Riley in 14th. Ovation in 15th. Modern Weapon, Grim, Weisenmitten, Virus Thought, Slim Jim, Savage Reaper. The 21 drivers out there. Stevie Superstack with the DNF in this race after just having an unfortunate turn of events there in, I think he was up in 3rd before he got it spun around going uphill. We're going to hang out here with Slipstream in 4th. Xander 13 sub says, "Oh, really? Awesome." Yes. It won't be like soon, but it will happen. Can't wait for more Snow Runner. Can it be this Friday? It's my birthday. It says Turbo Hike. As much as I'd like to make accommodations for requests, like a radio DJ, Farming Simulator 19 is the game of the month for Fridays here in March. That's what the viewers selected. So we got 2 more episodes of that, and then in 2 weeks' time, I'll be asking the voters to vote on what will be the featured Friday game in the month of April. All right, here we go. Crate Trim. He looks to finish in second, which is a good finish, but that delta between finishing first and finishing second is 3 points. And so for Floofy to pick up 50 points in both races, that's bad news for Crate Trim, who was at the top of the leaderboard going into this race. That'll put, coming out of week 2, this will put Floofy at the top. And across the line, representing the Scrubs Go Racing SGR team, SGR Floofy. Well done. Crate Trim in second. Audrex right now in third, trying to hold off Slipstream as they come up to the chase. No mercy, says the back of Audrex's car. Well, let's see if that is true here in the final corners of Bathurst. Audrex opting to bring the car a little bit low, then wraps it back out to the right side. Over the curbing he goes. Nice and clean, and across the line, Audrex in third, Slipstream in fourth. Back to Barney in sixth position with Funtang in fifth. And Funtang across the line. Here comes Barney. Slow Motion Fire not too far behind. Here comes DTS Mondo creeping up onto Slow Motion Fire's territory, and Mondo makes the pass. Up to seventh he goes. Slow, dropping back to a very respectable 8th place finish. Barf Monkey in 9th. Fear the Fun. He'll get a top 10 here. 10th position. Toyo-sama doing the best he can under the conditions that unfortunately played out for him. He'll get 11th. Kuda in 12th. Fox Jason D in 13th. If he can hold off Patches Riley racing for the first time here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. About a 5 or 6 car length lead there for Fox Jason D. He locks up the brakes, gets a little bit squiggly, and now that gap closes up a little bit. Here comes Patches. Virus Thought says finished higher than 20th. Well done. If I could dole out bonus points, I would. But Slow Motion Fire hasn't given me that privilege yet. Or Hard Charger or Honorable Performance. Modern Weapon, 15th. Grim in 16th. Ovation in 17th. Weisenmitten in 19th. Excuse me, 18th. Then it's Virus Thoughts in 19th. Slim Jim, Savage Reaper. And then we have the DNF there for Stevie Superstack. And I think we had another DNF, unfortunately. Okie doke, folks. It's our second and final ad break here of the night. And yes, that is all of the racing. But hang tight, please. We've got like 10, 15 minutes of broadcast remaining. We're going to talk to maybe a few of the drivers in the driver's spotlight, review the final standings here in this race, and then we'll talk about what's ahead for the Forza Spec Racing Series, and then, of course, all the cool things that were announced here earlier on the channel, things that you can anticipate here on X-Venture over the next month. I'm Dustin Moore. You're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series here on Twitch TV. Be right back. Welcome back, folks. X Venture live on Twitch TV. Week 2 is in the books here. Season 39 of the Forza Spec Racing Series featuring the 1990 Mazda MX-5 Miata, and the driver picking up both wins, both out at Silverstone and here at Bathurst is SGR Floofy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What do you, I mean, you had great performance there in week number 1. You finished third in both races, Lime Rock and Sonoma. But how were you able to, I say turn things around, but really what were you able to do differently here this week that put you up there in the top spot, both races?
I think the big thing was just consistency. I had the pace to do better week 1, but I'd be half a second off on random laps, making little mistakes here and there, and really ran pretty close to flawless races today, and that was the big part of it.
You qualified in second out here at Bathurst after finishing on pole in the qualifying session out at Silverstone. It looked like both you and Cratrium there on lap number 1 had a great run, but somewhere along the line, and we didn't unfortunately have the camera on you to see where it happened, but you were able to get around Cratrium, and man, it was pretty flawless throughout the race, at least from what I can tell. Maybe you would disagree.
I would say Bathurst especially is a pretty flawless race.
Yeah.
I passed Cratrium up the inside of Skyline. I had a better run coming out of the cutting, and it's full throttle across the entire top. So I was able to use that to get past, and then, yeah, just a pretty flawless race. I did pick this track, so I think it showed.
Yeah.
I can't deny that.
One of the advantages, if you can make it work for you here in FM4, is that you guess the car correctly. Slow Motion Fire posts like obscure photos before each season. If you guess correctly, you get to pick one of the tracks for a season. Well, in this case, season 39, but for the forthcoming season, season 40. What is it about Bathurst? And did you pick it specifically because of the vehicle, or was it going to be your selection no matter what the vehicle?
I think it'd be my selection no matter what. It's one of my favorite tracks in pretty much any car. There are some that really wouldn't work here, but this isn't one of them, luckily. And yeah, it's the unique challenge of the track. You can't overdrive it. It's about who can get closest to 100%, but never over.
And the transition from Silverstone, the short national circuit, to very different kind of setting out here at Mount Panorama with the elevation change, didn't seem to phase you one bit.
No, I think I've just spent way too much time at the Bathurst track in Forza. I'm sure some would say. So yeah, it's a few sighting laps, and I'm able to push pretty well.
Okay, so tell us about week number 3. You're going to be at the top of the leaderboard with those 50 points, thanks to both your victories here in week number 2. A week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, you've got Road America, the full alternate track, so big sprawling Road America track, and then Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, a much smaller track for 33 laps with precipitation. Does any of that worry you at all?
Road America, I think a little bit, just because of the nature of the track. It's a lot of long straights, and if you get a little bumper behind or you make a tiny mistake in a corner, it's just going to slow you down that whole way down the straight. So it's going to take a very practiced hand not to leave yourself open to passing.
They're on the back side of Road America. It's the alternate version, so you guys are going to take that little chicane there, what I think is like the motorcycle, the GP version of Road America. Are you happy with that, or would you have rather gone into that right-hander full throttle?
I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. I think it adds an overtaking point, which can be a challenge in these cars, so it's good. And there may have been incidents in that kink trying to go too wide at full speed. So yeah,
especially since I think there's a pretty radical bump in there too, isn't there?
There can be. Some cars really don't react well to it, and some cars you don't even notice. So there is that as well.
Well, we'll see which of the two it is. SGR Floofy, congratulations. A stellar performance here, week 2, season 39. You have any shout-outs tonight?
Oh, I think just to the steak I'm about to go cook and have some dinner.
Oh, nice. I'm envious. Actually, I had a pretty good dinner. I'm not going to complain, but man, steak certainly sounds good. Well, great job, and we'll see you on the track a week from tonight.
Thanks. See you later.
All right, and Virus Dots, who we talked to earlier, but very proud and should be of the finish. I think it's 19th. Is that correct?
Yeah, finished 19th.
Well done. So there you go. You went from, I think when we talked coming out of Silverstone, 23rd,
23rd, yeah,
up to 19th. It did seem like maybe some of the drivers that had fallen back a little bit were maybe they had some accidents. Was your drive pretty clean for you all throughout?
Lap 1 actually, on the second gear uphill, hugged the wall a little bit too tight, and it swung me out sideways and caused a little back pile up. But other than that, racing was pretty clean. There was only one instance where I lost control on the downhill and had to go pit 2 laps later.
Able to get out in front of and finish in front of Slim Jim, Weizenmitten, and Savage. Which of those three would you say you're pretty evenly matched with?
Slim Jim, he's a pretty good competitor. He's depending on the track and depending on the car, he'll be faster than me. Sometimes he'll be slower. But he's definitely a good competitor. I was having a blast with Wiz Mitten last race as well.
And we had very disparate tracks here in week number 2. Silverstone, Bathurst, as I was just talking there with SGR Floofy, Road America, and then Brands Hatch, the Indy circuit. So the very short track. What are you going to do to prepare, if anything, or are you just going to wing it in week 3?
I think I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to try my best to put in some practice for sure. Going to try to get with the people who I feel I am closer matched to, see if we can push our times off each other.
Yeah. Which track is going to be more favorable for you there in week 3? If you had to guess.
Probably Road America.
Road America? Okay.
Yeah.
That one can be interesting because really the scary moment, and this is not to suggest that the FM4 crew, the guys and gals who participate, are anything like multiplayer, but still going into turn number 1, it's always got to give you kind of a little bit of the chills or the fright factor of, gosh, this could go wrong bad. And with such a big track like Road America, all it takes is one incident and several folks could have their race ruined. So I guess maybe preparing for that is one thing to think about, or maybe you just don't even think about it at all and just assume that everything's going to be okay. What's your approach? Are you optimistic or pessimistic?
I'm definitely optimistic. Whenever I do practice, I look for the corners that I will have the most issues on. Sucks I didn't get much time to practice on Silverstone, so it's possibly part of the reason why I was so far behind, but I'm still having some good racing out there.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna have some good ones and have some not so good ones. That's just the nature of racing, no matter your skill, your competency, and it happens to the best of drivers. All right, Virus Thoughts. Well done here in seeing the progression, the jump up in spots here from one race to the next, and we'll see how you do in week 3.
Indeed.
All right, and let's see. We've got another driver here in the driver's spotlight, Mr. Fun Enforcement himself, Funtang. Funtang, I think you, based on what Fear the Fun was saying, you kind of made everything happen here tonight on the logistics end. If that's the case, well done.
Apparently, yeah. Something happened in America land, and I had to be the host for some reason. It was a whole kerfuffle, but we got there in the end.
Ah, yes, we've got a kerfuffle mention here on X-Venture with the Forza Spec Racing Series. You too had a pretty good performance, notably out at Bathurst with some of the incidents that happened earlier, well, not happened earlier on, but kind of at the midpoint of the race. We saw Stevie Superstat got turned around, collected a few cars, allowed you, Barney, Slip to move up a few spots, but either way, I mean, it seemed like you were in the zone there at Bathurst on the downhill, uphill, straightaways, everywhere.
We see. I heard there was, a big incident that happened on the mountain somewhere, and I thought, oh no, I'm coming up to that. Oh no, I'm going to hit that very soon. And by the time I got there, it kind of just like cleared itself,
Yeah.
and everyone was just going slowly towards the pits. I said, "Yep, I'll take that place. Thank you very much."
It was a pretty good recovery by all, and I know Stevie Superstack, obviously complete accident. He was the front runner in terms of those people who he collected, so he certainly wasn't trying to push the issue on anything. It just unfortunately tagged the wall, and it looked like he got spun around that, or he kicked the wheels out. So tell us about that, Funtang. I mean, the Mazda Miata doesn't seem to be as grippy or able to get the back end down as much as I would have thought it would. Oh, did we lose Funtang? He's the fun enforcer, but looks like maybe the interview enforcer has come in and taken the interview away.
I'm back. I'm back.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
The back end
Discord
of the
thing.
the back end of the Miata, surprisingly to me at least, maybe I'm just ignorant to the whole car's situation, but seems to be a little bit looser than what I would have thought.
A little bit, but I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm using a CT tune.
Yeah.
It's really good, and yeah, I don't really see much of a problem with the back end.
All right. Well, does that story change as we go out to Brands Hatch Indy for the second race in week number 3, the start of the second half of the season? It's going to be in the wet. You got Paddock Hill Bend going up over that first corner, and then downhill, and then of course the other squiggly bits all the way up to the start finish line. I don't know. Does it lose any more grip there?
I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet, but Brands was my choice. Brands was my choice of track, so I like it. I like the MX-5 at Brands. It's a good little car. So yeah, I think it should be a good race. It's going to be slidey. Oh, 100%. It's going to be slidey. There's going to be crashes at Paddock Hill Bend and Graham whatever Bend.
Yeah.
There's going to be people sliding off left, right, and centre. It's going to be brilliant.
Do you get a chance, or do you get a say in the precipitation factor, or was it just your selection of track and then?
So sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But I thought that CT didn't get the car right this year, or season rather. So I thought, CT, you can have my weather, and so he picked the rain basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you pick, whenever you do get a chance to pick a track on the season schedule, do you pick the one that you think will be most fun for the vehicle, or are you aiming for the one that you think you'll be best at?
Best for the car, always best for the car. I'm never going to win, you know what I mean? I'm not going to win a race, not with these boys about. So yeah, I just like to pick what's suitable for the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Funtang, long time no chat, by the way. Let's not go without saying that.
It has been a while. I've been busy doing Leon things.
There you go.
Yeah, he kind of, he takes it out of me.
I didn't know
he hasn't popped in and had a little chat yet.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe Leon. I do got to get in there for one of your casts, but I didn't know if maybe Leon had retired, or if if he had moved on to another persona, or
I'm
what.
still doing that thing, fam. You know what I mean? Still working my shop, still playing the Forza game. You know what I mean? That's still that thing, bro.
And there it is.
He's still about. Yeah.
There it is. Very good. Well, hey, Funtang, again, well done on adjusting, being very agile there for the start of things, and accepting the role, and as onerous as it is to get everything set up. Well done, able to get us through it on time and everything, and well done on your performance tonight. Any shout outs?
Just to everybody, just really good racing tonight. Good banter in the chat. Yeah, good laugh tonight.
Yeah, it was. It was a very good evening here. All right, Funtang. Well, we'll see you and the team next week.
Yeah. Let's have a good one again. Although
Indeed. Oh yeah, and hopefully, as Foon so eloquently put it, whatever kerfuffle or issue there might have been with the American servers, hopefully that'll get resolved. Since the majority of drivers are stateside, trying to keep that ping down as much as possible. But when push comes to shove and there's a need for another solution, Slow Motion Fire and the crew that he's got helping him here with FM4. They step up to bat and take care of things. Myra's Thought says, when is your next SnowRunner live stream? I already mentioned that there will be a SnowRunner live stream. SnowRunner will return. I'm not going to tell you guys when yet. We've got a lot of things, though, coming up here on X-Venture, which is the reason why I don't necessarily want to mention SnowRunner. There's a lot of other things to kind of keep your eye on the prize, if you will, over the next month. We'll be back, week number 3, Forza Spec Racing Series, 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. I mean, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful finish. We've got SGR Floofy, who's going to be at the top of the leaderboard because of his performance here in week 2. That is actually, I don't know that I've ever seen this in the Forza Spec Racing Series. Usually we come out of week number 1, and then week number 2, sure, some drivers, that might be their best week, and that'll help move them a couple of spots on the leaderboard, but I don't think we've ever seen the lead role on the leaderboard change coming out of week 2. Usually whoever performed well in week 1, that's where they stay, or they stay at the top of the leaderboard all the way up to into and possibly even out of week 3. So already this shuffling of the leaderboard is something to watch. Cratrim, where will he be? Will his 94 points from week 1, will that be what he holds on to? I think, let's see, he had a finish in second out here at Bathurst. I'm trying to recall his finish out at Silverstone because of all the giveaways and stuff. I wasn't able to record finishing positions. But, yeah, it's going to be really, really fascinating to see going into week 3. You guys can follow me on Twitter because before we get into the week 3 action, I will most certainly post up the current standings. And then, of course, if you're too anxious to learn before I'm able to post them up, you can head on over to reddit.com/r/fm4, where they'll have the point standings. Slow Motion Fire and his crew will have those up here before the night ends. And so you can see it there. Those would be the official standings going into week number 3, which is already the midpoint of the season. It goes by that quickly. 5 weeks. It's a little bit more than a month, but just 5 Tuesdays. They just streak on by. They really, really do. All right, so that coming up next week. And then on Friday, we've got Down on the Farms Friday, episode 3 of Farming Simulator 19. I did do a little progression off stream so that come this Friday, I have a little bit, well, I wouldn't say more money because I've actually spent some. But it's going to be fun. I've learned a lot about contracts, so we should be able to do some really cool stuff with contracts. I've figured out the controls. I've got the whole menus and how you interact with objects and equipment and everything. I've got all that sorted. So the next 2 episodes will inevitably be the best episodes. Check them out, 6 p.m. Eastern on Fridays here in the month of March. And then on that last Friday of the month, I will be polling you all here, the viewers, on what vehicle, or not what vehicle, but what game you want to see on Fridays in the month of April. All right, so there's that. And then on Sunday, it is the continuation, episode number 4 of LA Noire, Crime Scene Sundays. Just 3 more broadcasts left. Just 3 more. As I get close to the end, we're about to wrap up the homicide casebook. We'll be going into Vice and then arson, and I think that's it. I think there's just 2 and a quarter worth of missions remaining, and then we'll be done with LA Noire pretty quick. I mean, it's a great game, but it's nowhere near the length of the Red Dead Redemption series, which we just came out of before LA Noire. So if you've got the time, 8 a.m. Eastern. Yes, it's early in the morning, so if you can't make it, then head on over to my YouTube for all the recordings. That's where you'll find the best quality playback. Give that channel a subscription, which is different over on YouTube than what it is here. It's just a follow in simple terms. And then that way you'll get notified every time I do get an upload over there on the YouTube. But yeah, Cole Phelps, he's working his way up through the ranks, making friends and foes along the way. It's been fun. It really has. And then what will happen after LA Noire, beginning on April the 11th. Really excited about this one. My first, this is probably going to be the first PlayStation 5 content on the channel right here. I've got the PlayStation 5. I've just got to get the equipment hooked up, and then we'll get rolling there on April the 11th with The Last of Us Part 1, which will take probably about 5 broadcasts, and then we'll go into The Last of Us Part 2, which will take a considerably higher number of broadcasts to complete that game. But yes, going to go through both The Last of Us games. I have played the first one, but that's been a very long time. And then we'll play the second one back to back. If you're a big fan of single-player games, adventure games, action-adventure games, and you want to see me do however well I can, I'm not making any promises. Be there beginning April 11th, that after the LA Noire series. And then shared earlier today, both on Twitter, and then for those of you who are eagle-eye watching the squares down below at twitch.tv/xventure, in the About section, you would have noticed the mention of MLB The Show 21, a 10-hour broadcast coming on April 16th. And this is going to be a big one in terms of giveaways. I'm not even going to tell you guys all the things that I've already secured in giveaways, but the most notable one is what you see on screen right there. The Series 1 Topps 2021 Hobby Box. The entire Hobby Box, all what's in there? 27 packs of cards, I think it is. And then you're guaranteed one autograph card or one relic card. If you're a baseball fan or a sports fan and you've got the time on April 16th to come hang out with me, do a little bit of MLB The Show. And actually, I'm going to open one of these. I have 2 of these hobby boxes. One is going to go to a viewer. One is going to be opened live on the broadcast. I'll be opening those packs live on the broadcast. And then I'll be playing MLB The Show, where this is going to be my first real attempt at Diamond Dynasty, which, if you guys don't know, it's kind of like putting together the best team that you possibly can with what virtual playing cards you draw. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun broadcast. April 16th, that's at 10 a.m. Eastern, going until 8 p.m. Eastern time. 9-hour broadcast, or pardon me, a 10-hour broadcast. And yeah, lots of stuff to give away. So continue. I can't say this enough. There's going to be new people who are joining the stream over the next couple of weeks because of the giveaways that I'll be sharing, because we haven't done any baseball broadcast here. So there will be a newer audience arriving on the channel. They're at a disadvantage right now. If they're not here right now racking up those channel points, and you guys are, well, then you're in a better spot. And if you're interested at all in these giveaways, well, then there you go. There you go. Okie dokie. I think that... Oh, wait. What am I talking about? I've got one other thing to mention before the baseball stream happens. On April the 10th, that's a Saturday, it'll be the 12 Hours of City Skylines. I'm really looking forward to this one. I love City Skylines, and I've never gotten a chance to get as far in the game as I really want. Yes, I've built up cities, and sure, I've had plenty of chances to continue building on a city, but then I always start the game back up, and then I erase all my progress, and I start anew. Well, not going to happen in the 12 Hours of City Skylines. I'm going to go from the foundation of a small little town all the way through to hopefully a metropolis. And for those of you who are subscribers to the channel, a little perk that you get is that as a subscriber, you'll have a mansion. You'll get a mansion placed on the map somewhere. I can't guarantee you where. It may not be the best place on the map, but if you're a subscriber to Xventure in the month of March, between now and the end of the month, the 31st, you subscribe to the channel, then on April 10th, I will be putting one of these 5 properties on the map for you. Now, if you're in the broadcast on April the 10th and you say, hey, Dustin, I would love to have the Gina or the Linda as my mansion on the map, well, you tell me that in the chat, and I'll place it out there for you, and you'll have your own little mansion in our Ventureland world, is what I'm going to be calling it. Ventureland. Yeah. So many cool things coming up here on Xventure. I'm thrilled. The next month is going to be really something, and it's the 16th. So between now and April 16th with MLB The Show, it's just going to be bonkers. Truly bonkers. Many, many thanks to all of you who followed the channel here today. Yes, there were a lot. due to the giveaway, and I appreciate that. If you guys continue to come back, guys and gals, continue to come back to the stream, that will mean an entire lot. That'll mean a whole lot, is what I'm really trying to say. And for the one subscription, which for whatever reason is not showing up on my Streamlabs, my Streamlabs. I don't know why. There was one gifted subscription here earlier on in the week. Thank you kindly to the individual who did that, and to all the subscribers here who have supported the channel. Many, many thanks for making a lot of things happen. I mean, for everybody else, all these giveaways and cool stuff that you're reading about, or hearing about, it's all made possible from the contributions of our subscribers, and then of course the broader viewership just watching through the ad revenue that I receive and everything, able to reinvest that in the broadcast. It's been a lot of fun, and it'll continue. So thank you. All right, folks, I'm going to try something different here at the end of the broadcast. We'll see if this actually works. It might be a failure. It might not, but going to roll some credits. Yeah, how about some credits for those of you who have contributed with a follow or otherwise here on the channel. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of the week. Rolling into the midpoint, hump day, Wednesday, and hope to see you on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, with Down on the Farm Fridays. Stay happy, stay healthy. Adios. Goodbye.